So perhaps you heard that Colorado's schools are fully funded for the first time in years. State legislators and the governor celebrated that at the end of the last legislative session. But if schools are fully funded, why are some school districts going to ask voters for more money or permission to borrow money? Politics guy Marshall Zellinger explains the math.
Laredo Middle School in Cherry Creek will be replaced with a new school in the field next to it if voters in that district approve a bond measure on November's ballot. Those voters are also being asked for a mill levy override, a property tax increase of about $15 a month on a $500,000 home.
This is a way for our local community to invest in their schools and see tangible results in their community.
Scott Smith is the chief financial officer of Cherry Creek Schools, which, like other school districts, have to explain that when the state announced schools were fully funded, that did not mean all needs are met. Local property taxes do not get most school districts to the total amount. So when the state said it was fully funding schools, it meant that state dollars would fully cover the difference.
We are seeking a mill levy override to continue to invest in safety and security. We're also going to ask for a bond, which is only for capital needs, things like buildings and infrastructure.
Districts are responsible for covering the cost of capital needs, like building improvements. That's what bond questions are for. Cherry Creek's bond would pay for safety improvements, and the first bullet point deals with bullets, adding ballistic window film to school windows.
This product is intended to ensure that the glass doesn't shatter and that folks cannot enter the building that way, and gives us time to lock down the building and time for law enforcement to arrive.
Aurora Public Schools will also ask voters for help.
We're doing a bond, $1 billion bond question.
The part of the property tax that residents pay toward Aurora Public Schools is about to go down. APS wants voters to approve a new mill, a new property tax, that will have residents still paying the same total amount.
We've found a way to ask approval for something that will not increase their taxes simultaneously, and I think that's compelling.
So if APS gets what it's asking, residents will not see a drop in their property tax, and the district can fund maintenance and new projects, like brand new schools that don't exist, and a new Laredo Elementary School, which has the same name but is different than Cherry Creek's middle school. New needs that go beyond the fully funded label.
Do you hear that? It's 4 people shouting at the TV screen, "What about the pot tax?" We will get emails that say that. Just so you know, the part of marijuana money that funds schools is basically for buildings, and it's usually for rural districts. And so when these larger districts are asking for bond measures, that is the part that would pay for buildings and things that they're likely not getting from the small part of the pot tax that everybody thinks was paying for all of schools, and it's not.
I feel like what Aurora is doing is very relatable to any of us that have certain shopping habits, right? You save an expenditure in one place. Oh, I saved $50 on that jacket. And then you instantly grab $50 in other merchandise because you saved the money. So you're walking out spending what you thought you were going to spend.
That's called going to Target.
That is called going to Target. All right, Marshall, thank you.